As a person that avoids modern film and TV like it's been quarantined by common sense, I've been going on a bit of a rediscovery spree. When you're not drowning in Disney Plus slop or Netflix's latest apology for a story, you actually start unearthing the good stuff. Shows with personality, with guts, with the kind of off-the-wall creativity that modern executives would consider a liability. Whether it's the slick charm and Cold War absurdity of The Man from U.N.C.L.E. or the heavy metal teenage madness of Todd and the Book of Pure Evil, my watching habits have become a glorious descent into forgotten cult classics and overlooked treasures. It's been a breath of fresh air, or at least the slightly stale air of a VHS tape left in a box for 20 years. Either way, it's better than anything streaming services are serving up like it's high art, when it's really just the same plot wearing a new identity. Welcome to the Snake Pit, where we're full of bile and venom. I'm your host, Snake Daemon, and today we're crashing into the jungle canopy with a review of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's The Lost World, a series that dared to mix dinosaurs with moustaches, gunpowder, and turn-of-the-century British arrogance, and somehow it worked. At the dawn of the 20th century, a bunch of upper-class eccentrics, reckless journalists, and professional smug bastards decide to prove that evolution may have missed a few spots. Professor George Challenger, the world's angriest scholar, throws together an expedition with the ever-polite skeptic Professor Summerlee, thrill-seeking Hunter Roxton, whose moustache deserves its own billing, ambitious reporter Edward Malone, and Marguerite Crux, the sort of high-society heiress who wears corsets to jungle expeditions but probably still knows how to reload a revolver. They hitch a ride in a hot air balloon because, sure, why not, and crash spectacularly onto an uncharted plateau in the Amazon where dinosaurs still roam. Logic goes to die, and every week brings a new existential threat. Waiting for them is Veronica Layton. Think jungle Lara Croft with less sass and more jungle know-how, whose parents vanished with an earlier expedition. She's tough, capable, and a useful compass when things inevitably go to hell. Which, to be fair, they do. A lot. Over the course of the show, the group fights for survival against all manner of insanity. Raptors with a taste for adventurers, Neanderthals who apparently skipped the extinct memo, and even an entire race of lizard men who look like they escaped from the backlot of Star Trek, the original series. You get evil cults, lost civilizations, enchanted artifacts, mystical curses, and plenty of baffling timey-wimey nonsense. Doctor Who fans would feel right at home if it wasn't for the lack of lectures about climate change. Now, I'd love to sit here and talk about the full scope of this show, but I can't, because I live in the United Kingdom, where home media releases are treated like a game of Russian roulette. Only you're not sure if the disc will even exist. We got a fraction of Freddy's Nightmares on VHS back in the day, and that was considered generous. Today we're lucky if a series even gets one season on DVD before being yeeted into licensing hell. And The Lost World? One season, that's it. Despite there being like 3 full seasons. It seems this series is treated like liquid gold, and you'd be lucky to track down the rest, so unless you know a guy who knows a guy in Australia, or want to ship money overseas like some kind of TV archaeologist, you're stuck. Thanks, rights holders. Really nailing the whole preservation of media thing. Brilliant job. But let's talk about what we do get. The acting, serviceable. Nobody's chewing scenery like it's Shakespeare in the Park, but no one's phoning it in either. There's a stiff upper lip quality to some of it, especially from the British cast that sometimes drifts into the wooden, but it fits the vibe. You want these characters to feel like they walked out of a period novel and straight into a kaiju film, and bless them, they commit. The effects are what I like to call Saturday syndication special. Think Xena, Warrior Princess, or Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, rubber prosthetics, bargain bin CGI, and sets that probably had to be struck and rebuilt between takes. But you know what? It adds to the charm. There's a warmth in the jank. When a raptor puppet lunges out from behind a bush and you can see the zipper, that's love, that's heart. That's something you'll never get from a Netflix green screen volume shoot with all the soul of a tax return. What makes The Lost World work, even with its limitations, is that it wants to entertain you. It's not trying to save the planet or cure social ills or lecture you into submission. It's pulp, it's adventure, it's serial storytelling with cliffhangers, magical MacGuffins and proper stakes. It respects its audience enough to try. Something you won't find in the latest Disneyfication of your childhood memories. So if you're like me and you're tired of shows trying to be clever instead of compelling, this is the sort of thing that'll hit the spot. A world of peril, promise and preposterous plot twists, all wrapped up in a glorious package of 90s nostalgia and practical effects that feel more real than any of Marvel's billion-dollar pixel dumps. Thanks for dropping by the Snake Pit, where we thrive on untapped potential and lost opportunities. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell like the video, and leave your opinions in the comments, where naturally I won't read them. Until next time, stay venomous.